Is Kanye West 60 years too late? Is Kanye West 60 years too late? Welcome to another episode of the LANCESCURV Show Podcast. I want to speak about Kanye West and his interview on Drink Champs. Now, this has been all over the internet, so many different talk shows, so many different points that were excellent. I'm not going to try to outdo anybody. I never do. I bring my point of view, and that's what I'm going to do. This is not going to be long. But he spoke things that had many people cringing, feeling as though, oh my God, these are the things you don't talk about. You don't talk about those people like this. They're going to crucify you. You don't do that. And I applaud him on one side. But why now? Because Kanye West, in your rising through the entertainment and fashion industries, isn't this something that you already knew? Why now? And pretty much the majority of people who have anything to do with the entertainment industry, and the majority of the people who watch the entertainers, now that we have YouTube, we pretty much know who runs things. So why now, Kanye West? I'm not knocking you. I'm just asking, why now? When you already knew this and you already know this. I mean, I don't know you personally, but there's no way you're going to be in the entertainment industry and not having had dealings with those people. You know what I'm talking about? What's the purpose? Many people will never say what you said. Many people will feel as though you have a death wish. Look, this worldly order is run a certain way. This is why there are certain industries I will never go. But I'll never be afraid to speak my mind. But I will also be very shrewd in how I throw my punches. Why do I say that? Well, I love boxing, you know that. And so the strategy in boxing is to hit and not get hit. And the strategy in boxing also is to not gas out by throwing too many punches at one time. You know what you have in your energetic fuel tank, and you know you have 12 rounds ahead of you. Why are you going to use 12 rounds of energy in 2 rounds? So that when the third round comes, all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, I don't have any energy. So you want to take your time and spread out what you have on the inside in the good fight, right? But other than that, what's the point? Especially when we know in this day and age, we are so split up as black people. We are so split up in our ideology. We are so confused. You see, 60 years ago during the civil rights movement, that should have been the human rights movement, we had more unity, or at least it appeared to be. But now in this capitalistic society, this narcissistic society that we live in, it's all about me, 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 me. And most folks are not going to stand behind anything. They might applaud you. Preach, go ahead. Oh, you're saying the truth, but ain't nobody going to support you, black. You got to understand that. So it's almost like, or maybe soon you'll feel like, let me say it this way. You ever went to a party and you got to the party and you saw all the cars parked outside of the home or the apartment? I'm speaking New York style, you know, because that's where I was born and raised. Like, for example, this happened to me. Let me tell you, I was going to a party. I went to several other ones, but I was trying to catch this other one pretty late. And I know these parties were like lasting until 6 and 7 in the morning, right? So the party I went to first was the one that I thought was going to shut down the earliest. And so I said, okay, I have time with this last one. I went to the last one that I thought was going to end around daybreak. And guess what? I saw the cars, but I saw so many people walking out of this brownstone, walking down the steps. I said, oh no. I still heard the music. So I went inside, and half of the people had their coats on, and they had the aluminum foil wrapped over the plate of the food they were taking home. That meant the party was over. There were a couple of drunk clowns trying to push the party and keep on dancing, sweating. And they were high out their mind. I mean, probably marijuana or whatever. They smoked outside and came inside because these people weren't into any of that. But I was late to the party. That's the point that I'm trying to get to. So I stayed for a little while, didn't get a chance to dance, didn't even take my coat off because it was the winter time. So that being said, I missed it. I missed the mark. Kanye West, we could have used your spirit back in the 60s, early 60s, 50s. But now you're speaking to a people who are only going to cringe and urinate themselves and eject fecal matter because of how you're talking, because we don't have too many real revolutionaries in this day. And I know you want to speak your truth, and I know there's must be a lot of frustrating things that you've had to go through in this life. But realize what you're speaking, it's like showing up late to a party. It's done. Black people, for the most part, we're done. I have all the hopes in the world for my people, but right now it's not looking too good. So you want to champion a people who are envious toward each other, covetous toward each other, evil toward each other, hateful toward each other. I'm not saying not to speak that truth that most of us know on how this world works, but use that energy, not all of it, because a lot of it's going to waste, to unify some of us, because most of us are going to just go ahead and transition. We're going to live our selfish lives. We're going to be worried about what the next person is thinking about us. We're going to be whispering and gossiping about the next person, and then we will die. And maybe 10 years after that, a few might remember you, but 50 years from now, nobody will remember you. So why are you fighting so hard to be so well known? Instead of laying down a foundation and a groundwork that others coming behind us, who are us, can stand on. The petty arguments, the feelings they get hurt, the whispering, the peeping out of the Venetian blinds. That's what we've been reduced to. And to be fearful, a fearful people. Let me not forget that. We're not the champions we were before. We're not the warriors we were before. And not all of us were warriors back in the day. We had turncoats. We had Benedict Arnolds in our camp who were angry at those who got the attention, and they wanted their time at the podium to speak the truth because I want my turn. I want my turn to be well known. I want my turn to be liked. I want my turn to be hits. Really, right now, for me, I don't even give a damn. I do this out of love, and I'm a communicator, and there are a few who are hanging on, but I'm done. I love my pen, and I love my pencil and my paper, my artwork. You know, I can envision me one day using social media only to bring people back to the site, to what I do, for who likes it. Because people peek up on it, but nobody's going to say anything. This is the place we're in. I remember a time when before social media hit hard, where blogs were the thing. Right now, I'm like, I need to just pack this up. Not out of being discouraged, but why water plants that are already dead? Why swim in waters that are already polluted? Why lay down in a bed in a hotel room where bodily fluids have been saturating those covers and those sheets and that mattress for the last 6 months? Why would you lay in that? It's a lost cause. Are black people a lost cause? I don't know. There's a lot of good ones out here. I'm not going to say that, but we're too afraid. Kanye, you're speaking a truth that if you turn around to look at the troops behind you who are backing you up, you're going to realize you're pretty much standing alone. There might be one or two, but everybody has their time limit, their expiration date, and when they lose feeling to champion a cause, give them a sandwich, give them a little place to keep the rain off of their head, and let them live their little good life and die, and they'll be forgotten 10 years from now. We're fighting a battle, or you're fighting a battle that there's nobody backing you. You claim to have over $1 billion, but what good would it do you when half of the people who will rah-rah behind you really want to rah-rah and get inside your pockets. This is a spiritually wicked world, and we have to look at it on a spiritual level. Black people are suffering, and many people are suffering. I'm not saying that to say when somebody says Black Lives Matter, well, all that. No, I'm not saying it that way. But people are not concerned with black people anymore. Black people are not concerned with black people anymore. Isn't that something? So what are you telling them that they don't already know? They'll come to you after your rant was over. Oh, you shouldn't say that. Oh, I have to disassociate myself with you. Oh, because everybody wants to look like a champion and a warrior out in the public, but deep down, they're scared as hell. One thing I will say, you're not scared. I'll applaud you for that. And you can't decide what time you came into this earth, but I wish you were born back in the 60s or maybe the 40s, so that when the time the 60s came, you were in your 20s. Whatever. We need a great mind like yours. Slightly eccentric, yes. But most geniuses and great minds in any era are slightly eccentric because they can't relate to the so-called normal average way of thinking. I know I can't. That's why I stay to myself most of the time anyway. Because, and I'm not a scholar, I'm not lettered, I'm not programmed, educated, in these universities. But you know what? Most conversations bore me. They don't tickle my subconscious mind. It's just ho hum, get up and go to work, get your money, come home, eat, sleep, have sex, take a doo-doo and a pee, wake up, repeat the process, peek out your window and be mad at the person next door because their house is bigger than yours. Whatever it may be. And then you die, the maggots get you, and this planet doesn't remember you. But the thing is, that's what's sad about it, is that with our own people, you can be alive and they can forget about you. It's only when they see something that they want from you, and if they don't get it fast enough, they move on to the next one. Because everybody wants their time at the podium, but nobody wants to take the bullets and the smear campaigns that come with it. So I hope you remain protected after what you said. I'm quite sure you'll be all right. With the amount of money that you have, I know that a lot can be taken away on a business level, but you'll always be able to eat, I feel. But we have to understand that you're championing a people, verbal brain fart, that don't even want to be themselves. Isn't that something? I'm not blaming any one of us. Should I start with the sisters or should I start with the brothers? Brothers. So you don't think I'm bashing the sisters, right? Brothers. As soon as you get that money, you want to get that white girl. Look at your computer history, and that's all the porn you look at. You think it's a trophy. You think it's a step up. You're not looking at the long term. You're not thinking about the vibration. You're being cheated. You don't go after your own. Even our own men sometimes do things to their hair so that it doesn't look like the hair they're born with. Even a lot of men I've seen have been bleaching their skin. They and lots of them will hate the black woman. You understand? If you're gonna dislike, I'll say dislike, you say hate. If you're gonna dislike the black woman in her present form, don't dislike or hate the natural black woman, the original black woman. I understand what you mean when you don't like them, but you don't like them in their artificial form. But we have to look past that and help them at the same time. What do I mean by artificial form? Our sisters fight so hard. They follow behind social media and they see these so-called stars that are propped up to influence the world. And our sisters who are naturally beautiful don't even want what they have naturally, and it hurts. The hair, somebody else's hair on their head, right? They might talk revolution, but they can't get over the hair thing. They glue it, they sew it, they just wear a hairy hat. Just shave it off bald and wear it as you are. It's about who you are and what you do and your role in the community, the same as a man. interlocking. And then we have these entities out here who, what's the young girl's name? The last name is a single letter, G. That's all she does is beat down the black man. See, we have to understand that we've all been traumatized, right? And it's easy for us to find someone to champion that one aspect of our trauma and beat the drums over and over and over again as we send our donations and our PayPals and our Cash Apps and our Patreons to them, because they're a champion for that one sore, that one scar that never seems to heal, because they keep it from healing because they keep talking about it. Do they offer you any solution on how to heal? So it's the black men. But the black man has been reduced, and a lot of our black men have run after foolishness, and we are not who we were before. A lot of black men don't want to wear the pants anymore. They want to wear the dress. They want them estrogen titties. They want to get their lips plumped up. Why? They want to wear wigs and high heels because they've given up on the challenge in this world of being a black man. Isn't that something? They don't want to be that. They look down the road and they ain't walking up that road. I'd rather be this because, number one, I'm non-threatening to the people who are in control. I'm emasculating myself already. Like pre-cooked chicken in the package that all you have to do is throw it in the microwave to warm it up on the electric oven. It's already cooked. You're already cooked. You're already toasted. You're done. And you're doing yourself that way so you're no threat, so you can pass through the system with ease. And the sisters look at that. Or you hate the sisters. Well, sisters, they may dislike you because you're not what you used to be. You look at the things that must be done around the home. And am I saying that only women are supposed to do stuff around the home? We both are. But tradition, the man went out and got it. You got the food. The woman cooked the food, kept the house up, and you went out there and knocked the world out there for her to bring home the goods. And she loved you for that. Your job was hard as a man. Her job was just as hard, if not even a little harder, as she carried your children. But the home has been destroyed, and it's been destroyed by some other plan. And we're pointing fingers at each other, thinking that the other is the reason and the fault for what happened to us. So now, sisters, you want the fake boobies, the butt that you don't need because you already got enough butt, the surface things. But those are not the things that make a man stay with you. Yeah, you have the outer beauty. But what happens when you get older? And you realize certain things that you've been running down the wrong road for so long. Now you bitter at people, especially those who speak the truth about your situation, because you done wasted time, you done wasted your life. Ask all of these so-called career women when they get older and they're in their 50s, 60s, going towards 70. If they could have done it all over again, what would have been the ideal? Because when you get in those age groups, it's kind of lonely, and all you can do is think about your past and your past and your past, and now you're not even open for anything in the present or the future because you feel you don't have as much of a future. So the old tricks don't work because you got the young girls out there. So now you're frustrated, running after things that were non-traditional in our communities and in our culture. But we don't have culture anymore. We've morphed into this other thing. Oh, I have my career. I don't need a man for nothing. I got my battery-operated boyfriend to take care of things for me at night. Go on with your bad self. Little age hits you. You can have all the cars and houses in the world, and you go to bed without anybody to hold you and say, hey, I love you, I'll protect you. And you're resentful because you did do it on your own, because you're diametrically opposed from the original culture. And so what? You realize you wasted your life. And many will disagree with me because there are a lot of men out here who are no good. There are a lot of men. I'm not going to big you up, black man, because you happen to be a black man. If you're slightly damaged and you know it, clap your hands. If you're slightly damaged and you know it, clap your hands. But you can heal yourself up real good if you get away from the American culture and all the fake stuff that they put in front of you, clap your hands, right? That was off the cuff, right? But we all need healing. We've been traumatized. Stop following behind these people that keep your trauma going for their benefit. They will loop you around, and you'll be looking for the next program. Oh, let's see how they're going to talk about it now. Same cake, different slice. Same chicken, different piece. And they keep it going. You remain in that wounded place, and then we'll never heal up. And this is for both men and women. Black men, black women. Let's get rid of all the artificial stuff that don't belong to us and go back to when we had a home. And there's some of you who didn't have that. I know crack hit hard. I know crack destroyed our families and turned us into something else. Emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, physically. Even some of y'all back in the day smoking so much weed. Oh, it don't bother you. It brings you to a higher spiritual place, and it's making you crazy. And your kids come out off. And a lot of mothers don't want to understand that. So there's healing on all levels. I'm not saying it's impossible, but our work is cut out for us to undo what has been done so we can have a firm, steady, flat foundation from which to build the future on. Because we can't build anything on a crooked foundation. Anybody with the least amount of sense, that they don't have to know about construction, but you have to start out with a perfectly flat foundation. If it's on the side of a hill, if it's in a valley, if it's on top of a mountain, whatever's going on around you, you must have that firm foundation. And that's a lesson that we need to take with us, because a lot of things in the physical give us truth on an emotional, mental, and spiritual level. How is your foundation? How are you going to build something for the future when you all jacked up in the head? You still talking about what happened back in 1983. How are you going to have a future when that's all you can talk about? Go back to those wounds and heal them. Stop covering them up with something superficial that does nothing for you. Strip away all that stuff and realize you're beautiful as you are, and let's build from that. And wherever we've been damaged, let's heal each other and heal ourselves. I feel there's a point in this life with all of us, depending on your age, your situation, or how you feel your lifespan is going to go. We need to take a couple of years away from keeping ourselves in the market looking for a mate, because we're so jacked up. How are you going to bring this baggage and think it's going to work out all right? See, I'm saying this not to chastise any individual. I'm saying this on the level of the whole community or a whole society, because each household is one brick, is one cinder block to build in the whole community. If each cinder block and brick is crooked and not level and not right, what kind of house are we going to build? So let's stop all this talk and this rah-rah about black people getting together. Yes, Kanye West spoke his truth. With so many crooked stones and imbalanced, chipped away stones, the house that you seek to build is not going to be right. Focus on your people and how we should heal. Use your money to set up things for us, for the brightest of us that don't have opportunity in that world. Think long term. Let's do some wealth building. You don't have to take your whole $1 billion. But you got so many millions of dollars that you can spread it out in parts of the country and parts of the world that need it to set up business so we can employ ourselves, set up housing. It doesn't have to be a mansion. I'm quite sure if you built some apartment buildings and some private homes that may be small and have the doctors come there and work and have a big nice park that you built and supermarkets there, banking there, doctors there, healthcare, and you invite the best of us and say, hey, I'm giving you this area here, which might be a little bigger than most, and we're going to pay you, but we're going to take care of you, but we don't have to pay you as much, but you're doing something to give from what you've learned. You'll have a nice car, you'll have a nice this, that. Doesn't mean we're going to start any classism here, but you deserve from all your hard work to be rewarded. But the biggest reward will be to help your people, and I will help them by creating these societies, these areas Don't wait for the government to give you an empowerment loan or some kind of grant to have you build something up. No. But see, we're tied up to those others that Kanye talks about. And when you make a move to do something for your people, they snatch it away. Or here comes the sex scandal or something they have on you. So take that spirit, brother, and turn it around to help ourselves. But who knows? Some people say it's too late. The die is cast. Those in high places have him as a marked man. I hope not. We know that's how it goes. But let's focus on what we need to focus on. For those who want to do good for themselves, for those who have healed themselves, for those who are ready. But the majority of us, most of us, I'm saying, we're not going nowhere. As long as we have our phone and can look at stuff and take our selfies, and it's like a tire in the mud trying to get out, and the wheels are spinning faster and faster. And the more you push down on that gas pedal, is the more we don't even make a move. That's what I'm all about, making a move. It's a beautiful life if you know how to make it beautiful and if you know how to go after the right things. But even still, you can't enjoy it if your lenses, your spiritual lenses, are dirty, like I spoke about yesterday on the rooftop. See, unless we're right with ourselves, we can't be right for anybody else, and we'll never, ever be right for the world and our people around us. Let's go back to the original and look to the heavens for our answer. That will resonate with what's inside of us, because we're part of a huge universe, but most of us are so small-minded. Much love to you all. LANCESCURV out. Peace.
Take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Can't be a real nigga, might get you canceled. Fuck the whole system, need the shit dismantled. Coppers treat a nigga like the utmost wanted. Tryna rule the block but don't know what goes on it. News got a story with a new take on me. Carrying out the window with the screw face on me. But I know that God love me when my blunt burn. 95 degrees and I can't get sunburn. Wonder when your government don't make me legal. Burn the whole city if I can't be equal. Get off my dick please Brad, I earned that. 400 years, how you still ain't learned that? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they say. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Shout out to the crackers trying to gentrify the genre. Tell them free my niggas, middle finger to your honor. End of days coming down to seconds on the timer. Goofy niggas still trying to purchase that designer. About to buy a chopper, learn to grow my own food. Cause I don't like the look they give me in the Whole Foods. And when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. But it ain't on me now, I'm limping cause my dick heavy. But ain't shit sweet, niggas think we thin. My whole attitude on MC Ren. It's my neighborhood now, bop, bop.